all over again. Whoa. My sweet summer's gone, and on my mirror she made it clear lipstick can't be wrong. My summer.
The Dirty Heads are set to return with their new album titled Sound of Change on July 8th, and fans are getting a taste with the first single from the album titled My Sweet Summer. The song is currently at number 13 on the FMQB Alternative Rock chart this week. Sound of Change is not some generic title, as Dirty J and Duddy B said that they realized the new batch of songs were radically different than anything they have done in the past.
One Hand was the first, and then we did Sound of Change, and I mean, after One Hand, the first, we were halfway through like writing it, we were like, this is cool, or like, this is different, like, this is really cool, you know, and we kind of just ran with it from there, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's when we started talking about, okay, let's do more alternative style sonically when it comes to the guitars, when it comes to the drums. Like, let's put these big, you know, a lot of toms and a lot of like floor kits, and let's do these big like sweeping guitars rather than skanks. And once we were like, all right, how about we make a hip-hop album with all these alternative things that we're into, and then we'll have that underlying reggae on the back end if it needs it, and some of them didn't need it, you know, and usually we'll go in very reggae heavy, very acoustic heavy. This one we wanted really to inspire people with this album, and we wanted to do something a little bit bigger and a little bit more hype. And when you are writing things that, you know, are gonna be inspiring and kind of anthemic, you know, you want the drums to be big and ballsy. And we just wanted to do a bigger more hype album, because the last two that
we started out with Any Port in a Storm, and it had a lot of energy. We slowed down a little bit with Cabin. We slowed down a lot with Phantoms. So we were kind of like, let's have a banger.
Yeah.
Let's do a banger album.
Personally, for ourselves, we were ready to do something bigger, you know?
We needed a little energy.
Yeah.
The Dirty Heads burst onto the scene in 2010 as their song Lay Me Down topped the rock and alternative rock charts, and their 2012 song Spread Too Thin went to number 13 on the alternative rock chart and seemed to be entrenched for almost a year. We asked them about how My Sweet Summer seems to connect with radio despite a tweak of their sound.
It feels good, especially after something so crazy with Lay Me Down. You know, you didn't see it coming, we didn't know about it, and nobody did. And all of a sudden, who's Dirty Heads? Who's Dirty Heads? How are they up there with Foo Fighters and the Black Keys? We were just like, what? You know, you'd see it, you'd see your name above them, and beating 30 Seconds to Mars and all this stuff. Not beating, but you know, you're like, what?
No, we were beating.
Yeah, we were beating. You know, and to have a #1 song that stays #1 for so long, and it wasn't that fluke. It's nice to have songs on the radio that are doing well, like My Sweet Summer. You know, it's doing better than Lay Me Down was when you look at time and things like that. So that's very rewarding to us, because it's not just a one-trick pony. You know, I'm not going to say one hit wonder, because it was, you know, it's not like that. We have so many fans and we've built it. But that's what we always wanted to concentrate on doing, is building our fan base.
The Dirty Heads took a step up mainly production-wise as they enlisted Super Dupes, who worked with Eminem and Drake, Dave Bassett, and Rome. Hip-hop collaborators include Tech Nine and Be Real of Cypress Hill, among others.
How could you lead me on?